Ooh, welcome to How to Teach Your Kids to Die Like Ambassadors free webinar. I'm so glad to have you all here this afternoon. Thank you so much for your patience, for your contribution, for your comments, both on Facebook group yesterday. Thank you so much. And thanks for bearing with me due to the poor network we had yesterday. So just to go straight to the point this afternoon. How to teach your kids to dine like ambassadors. Dining etiquette for kids. Thanks so much. My name is Susan Hinja, and I'm here to show you how to do this. Yes, if you agree with me, teaching children how to dine like ambassadors is not a very easy thing, but I can tell you it's one of the very, very simple things you can do as a parent. If you type this topic on Google right now, you will get tons of answers immediately within 1 second. Yes, I mean 1 second. Answers will definitely pump up. And sometimes with all these questions, we get so overwhelmed, so confusing. But I want to tell you, just relax, because why? You are actually meeting the right person to guide you on how to do it. So now, who is this training for? This training is for two classes of people: parents of young children between the age of 5 to 16 years and school administrators and teachers who want to instill dining etiquette into their curriculum for their boarding schools. Then also, regardless of the class you belong to, three things are obvious. You love your kids, you want a kids with a difference, you admire kids with good table manners. So who is this training not for? This training is not for everybody, believe me. Individuals who believe that the only skills children need this 21st century is academics alone. Individuals who think children will just pick up how to dine like ambassadors by themselves. And individuals who also believe that dining etiquette as a skill is for professionals and adults. So by the end of this free webinar, you would have learned three things: the guide on how to dine properly, the types of table settings, the place settings, and the cutlery for dining. Is that not great? So my promise to you is that I will deliver as much value as humanly possible within the next 30 minutes. Yes, I'll also deliver to you a proven framework on how to teach your kids to dine like ambassadors. I'll show you the necessary skills you and your kids need to know when dining. So in returns, I ask that you do it: silence your phone, switch off the TV, and please take notes. Take notes. So just so you know me a little bit, I think I've once introduced myself in this group that my name is Susan Hinja, aka Mrs. Healthcare. I'm a wife and mother of two beautiful girls. I'm also a pastor's wife. I have 2 degrees in medical physiology and education. I'm a graduate of the Royal Park Finishing School, Lagos. I'm a certified children healthcare trainer from Healthcare Moms in New York. I'm also a consultant in healthcare by IAPC, that's International Association of Professional Careers, California and New York. I'm a certified children's healthcare coach by Temi Ajibawa at Win Academics in Abuja here. I've been in the healthcare industry for quite a while now. Yes, that's me. But one thing I want you to know that it's it wasn't always like this. Yes. At the very beginning, I struggled with understanding the importance of etiquette and dining skills. I struggled with knowing when and how to place my cutlery. I struggled with setting an everyday table for myself and my family. I struggle with how to host a guest for dinner. Hmm. That's just me then. And that is why today I'm very passionate about helping young children between the age of 5 to 16 years have good manners, social skills, and etiquette so that they can blossom into well-mannered, confident, and polite child who is a delightsome to be around. So today I'm grateful for the impact I've been able to make in the lives of so many children. And this is a testimonial from Tega. Tega is 11 years old. She stays in Abuja with her parents. She said, learning the tiny healthcare skills has changed me. Wow. I now eat at the table comfortable with good manners. So now, are you ready? Are you set? Are you prepared? I know since yesterday, some of us has been so anxious and prepared for this. So now let's get into the proven three-step framework to successfully teach your kids to dine like ambassadors. Yes, three. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Pow, pow. The 3 P's of dining etiquette for kids. The first one is principles, the second one is position, and the third one is practice. The first one is principles, the second one is position, the third one is practice. Isn't this girl looking beautiful and ready to eat? This young lady is ready to eat. So now let's get in. A common mistake a lot of parents, school administrators, and individuals make is to assume that children will just pick up good dining etiquette skills themselves. This is a mistake that parents make, and this takes us to the first step, which I call principle. This is the process of understanding what dining etiquette and its importance is. It is the process of understanding the rules of dining etiquette and social skills. The rules, there are rules guiding it, and that's why we call it dining etiquette. Now let's go briefly into the history of dining etiquette. Dining etiquette on its own is an elastic term whose definitions varies drastically across space and time. The codes of manners and eating behaviors have developed over time according to codes of conduct and styles of comportment within and across the countries. That is, different countries have their codes of conduct when it comes to eating behaviors. The art of dining occupies a position in the realm of human behaviors. Eating is a fundamental corporal activity and of the several fundamental bodily functions. It is the only one that is carried out primarily in the company of others, including what strangers. Last week I posted a comment and I said that animals eat together, but it's only human beings that dine socially together. So another history of this dining etiquette is due to its status as both an unavoidably carnal and deeply social activities. Dining has developed a complex code of etiquette that attempts to convert the nutritional art of eating into an expression of social status and cultural facilities. And guess what? Table manners are key. Now, why dining etiquette is a skill? Is a skill. Is a skill. It's not a gift. Dining etiquette is a skill. Dining etiquette is learned. Yes, just the way our kids learn mathematics, English, chemistry, physics. Dining etiquette is learned, is taught. Dining etiquette must be reinforced. Yes, it must be practiced. It must be on deck. It must be reinforced. Dining etiquette must be modeled, yes, by parents, by individuals guiding these children. So the importance of teaching your kids dining etiquette. Practicing table etiquette prepares your kids for social situations that involve a meal. It teaches your kids the correct way to act while eating with others. It helps you and your kids feel more confident and relaxed while doing so. Proper table etiquette can be a major asset in business, so it is important to refrain refine such skills. Now, how table manners affect children's health? You can wonder as a parent, as a medical physiologist, I can tell you that there is a relationship between your child's health and the table manners. Number one is not using proper manners can result in the spread of germs and illness. Lack of table manners can lead to injuries at the table. Talking with mouth full can result to cough and shock. Then impatience for hot meal to cool down can burn the tongue. Yes, I believe some of us as parents has experienced this one way or the other with our kids. So, however, understanding the key tips of dining etiquette and knowing the necessary cues are crucial when dining like an ambassador. And this takes us to the step 2, which I call position. What are we positioning? We are positioning our table setting. That is, laying a table or place setting refers to the way to set a table with tableware, such as the eating utensils and for serving and eating. The arrangement of a single dinner is called a place setting. It is also the layout in which the utensils and ornaments are positioned. When I posted the list of the supplies for table settings on the WhatsApp group, a parent asked me that is it place settings or plate settings. So I told the person, relax. That's why we are here to learn. So it's actually place setting because it has to do with the arrangement of a single dinner. Now, we have types of table settings. We have have the basic, the informal, and the formal. You can see that this table is so beautiful. I love it. Very orderly, very organized, very neat, and very colorful. So these, the basic, the informal, and the formal. Please, you can take a screenshot of all these. Now let's go to the basic table settings. You can see the picture. This simple this is simple table settings that is appropriate for all types of events. And you will commonly see these using dinners and family along with a placemat or a coffee cup. Then using a basic table settings make your guests feel welcome and ensures that they have the utensils they need. It's basic, very simple. Here you have the glass, you have the knife, you have the plate, you have the napkin, and you have the fork. Very, very simple, and that's why we call it basic. Then the next one is the casual table setting. Commonly used at banquets and luncheons. That is setting. This setting is also referred to as an informal table settings. It is a popular choice for wedding table settings and contemporary casual restaurants that wants to elevate their dining room decors. And this setting is similar to a formal table settings, but it is designed for 3-course meal instead of 6. When it comes to meal, we have different courses of meals. We have 1 meal, we have 2 meal, we have 3, we have 4, we have 5, we have 6, we have 7, we have 8. And of recent, I think I saw one that 12-course meal. I was like, wow. So the flatware provided will be enough for a soup, a salad, main course, and what the dessert. Now, the formal table setting. This is a style of place setting you would see used at fine dining. That is the restaurants, the formal events, and black tie weddings. This type of table setting is designed for a 6-course meal. And what do we call 6-course meal? We have different 6 types of meal on the table. You have the appetizer, you have your soup, you have your salad, you have your starch, you have your protein, you have your dessert. These settings employs more flatwares and glasswares than the other settings. And as you can see from the picture, we have 3 glasses there. We have the one for water, we have the one for wine, we have the one for white wine, we have the one for red wine. Then you have your cup and saucer. You have your spoons. We have different kinds of spoons here. We have the teaspoon, you have the soup spoon, you have the salad knife, you have the dinner knife. You have a serving plate too, your napkin, your place card that contains your name. Then you have your dinner fork, you have your salad fork, you have your bread plates, you have your dessert spoon, you have your dessert fork. It is so complex. So now, however, table settings without good practice will lead to bad table manners. I repeat again, table settings without good practice will lead to bad table manner. Now this takes us to the third step, that's practice. So practicing is an art of correct use of your utensils, starting from the napkin down to handling mistakes and accidents on the table. This is when we sit down, use the principles, use the positioning of our table settings, then we'll combine this together to practice, and this gives us how to dine like what an ambassadors. Now, for the sake of this free webinar, I'm going to talk about the everyday table settings, which is also known as the basic. And the everyday table setting is the informal table setting we set every day for our immediate family. It can be for dinner with our immediate family when we want to dine together. Then these are the supplies for table settings. You have the dinner plates, the bread plates, your bowl, your fork, your knife, your spoon, your cup, your placemat, and napkin. These are the supply you actually need for everyday table. Now this is an example of a dinner plate. The dinner plates are the ones that are bigger that we use in serving our rice at home. They are bigger. Then here, this placemats, we have different types of placemats, and some are also colorful. The last one I got it from ShopRite. There are some in town that they don't last within 2 or 3 table settings. It starts peeling. But I got something like this at ShopRite and it was okay and affordable. Then now, everyday table settings. This is how to set a table properly. You have your knife, your fork, your cup, your dinner plate, your bread plate. The inner one there is called the bread plate. And you have your placemats. Your placemats can be in different forms, different color, different shape. So now, let's talk about the napkin. The first thing you have to teach your kids about the napkin is to understand what the napkin is used for. Understand what the napkin is used for. Understand what the napkin is not to be used for. Understand what the napkin is itself. So a common mistake about napkin is that how many of you believe that napkins are used like a washcloth for washing of our mouths, nose, and face? How many of you believe that? No. Napkin is not used for all those things. Napkin is used to tap our mouth. It's used for tapping our mouth, dabbling our mouth whenever we are eating, just to touch our mouth, not even to wipe, to touch our mouth, to tap our mouth while eating. And here you have your utensils etiquette. Now, as you can see this picture, you have your knife, you have your spoon, you have your fork, and you have your dinner plate ahead. There are rules guiding these, how to use all these. As you all know that your spoon, your knife, your fork are tools, and tools needs to be handled together. Handle very carefully. The positioning of your knife, the positioning of your spoon, the positioning of your fork determines how we eat. For instance, I've discovered that children between the age of 2, let me say 2 to 6 or 7 actually don't get how to hold knife very well. The way they hold their knife as if they're holding a shovel, as if, let me shoot this thing inside the yam, and they bring it up like this and fly. So there are ways to handle the knife, and there is a way to handle all this. There are tools that needs to be handled. In one of my section, I was teaching some kids about the anatomy of a fork. The anatomy of a fork. The anatomy of a fork. The fork has its own anatomy, as in it's divided into 2 parts that needs to be understood. So when your child place the napkin on the lap where seated, the next thing is what is to get hold of the tools, the utensils that are available on the table, the ones that are available on the table. Now, when dining, there are styles of dining. We have the American style, we have the continental style, and sometimes I think of recent, I would say we have the African style. The American style is when your kids hold the fork or the spoon in their dominant hand. Their dominant hands, if your child is a lefty, that is a dominant hand. If your child is a righty, that is a dominant hand. His hand, rather. So the fork is held on the dominant hand. Then, and the knife, yes, is hold on the non-dominant hand. Then when it's time to cut, he cuts with the dominant hand, which has the fork in. Then when it's time to heat, he switched over the hand. The American style, we call it the zigzag method, because you are actually switching over the tools, the utensils while heating. But the continental is not like that. Once you pick up your spoon, you pick up your knife. That's the same style you will use till when you finish eating. Yes. So now we have sitting etiquette. When visitors come to your house as an host, as an hostess, how do you sit? As you can see this table, it has the host and the host too. Your guest of honor, you're serving other styles. So how do you sit? If you're the one hosting, you sit at the top left hand side. Then the host too, maybe the father and the mother will sit. It depends on the settings of your dining table. Then the children will sit maybe up or at the other side. Then the visitor, your guest of honor that you're inviting, will sit again. So the host and the hostess are meant to face each other. And this also determines when you're passing anything on the table. Maybe you're passing salt and pepper, but please always remember that salt and pepper have to be passed at the same time. Now we have containers containing both the salt and pepper together. So when anybody tries to ask for anything, they are actually passed. The sitting arrangement determines how things are passed on the table. Now we have the language of your cutlery. Yes, your cutlery speaks. It speaks. When taking a break, that is the American style, this is how your cutlery looks like. When you want to take a break, you want to talk, you want to rest a little, this is how your cutlery looks like. Yes, the knife is up at close to 1 o'clock, then the fork is down close to 7 o'clock. But mind you, remember that the blade of your knife is facing inside the plate. Yes, it's facing inside the plate. So that's the language of your cutlery. Then another language is when you finished, when you finished eating a course, you place your both fork and knife at 4 o'clock position on your plate. This example of 4 o'clock. I'm through. I'm done eating. Your cutlery speaks. They have languages. So you place it there. And this shows anybody that sees this, that understands the language of cutleries, will actually know that yes, this person is done. This person has actually finished eating. Then handling mistakes and accidents at the table. Most dining rooms accidents are food related, if you agree with me, such as spilled wine, sausage, sauce stained table runners. So how do we handle mistakes and accidents at the table? Wipe up split promptly, or else another person can mash it, then the split overspread. Then serving food in appropriate containers. Use appropriate tables for chairs, and infants and toddlers should be put in stable and secured high chairs for easy access to the food and to prevent fall over accidents. Then always keep the room floor cluttered free. Now I have a dining etiquette checklist for children. Yes, dining etiquette checklist for children. And in this checklist, I said children should wash their hands before and after every meal. A child should never be without a napkin. Kids should learn to take small bites and not stuff their mouths. Children should be closed, mouth should be closed while chewing the food. Then developing the habit of asking their table companion to pass any food items. Complaining of food is very, very inappropriate. Then while a child finishes the meal, encourage him to ask to be excused. Yes. Now, I've been teaching for over 27 minutes now, 27 minutes and 10 seconds, and I believe you've learned a lot. Yes, I believe you've learned a lot. You've seen something you've not seen before. You've seen something that you've seen afar and you don't know this is actually what it is. Now you can ask that how can I apply this framework? Here is your answer. You have two options. Option one is to do it alone and get stressed out, annoyed and worried, when working with children. Then two, you can fast track your results with my signature coaching program. And here your answer is option two. Well, I'm introducing you to my signature coaching program, which I call the Zuki's Children Etiquette and Dining Program. This is an online coaching program designed to help young children between the age of 5 to 16 years understand health etiquette, social grace, and dining etiquette. The three-piece framework that I just discussed is a proven three-step framework on dining etiquette module that teaches and guides your kids how to become poised and polished while dining like ambassadors. And I'm introducing to you one-day dining etiquette workshop for children, May 27. Yes, dining etiquette workshop for children, May 27. Tell me. Let me know, where will your kids be on that day? Where will your kids be on May 27? Will they be at home? Are you taking them to a park, or are you taking them to an history? But remember, in the spirit. Say yes. One day dining etiquette workshop for children, and it's holding May 27. If I may ask as a parent, where will your children be on May 27? Do you have your plans for them for May 27? Are you planning of taking them out on May 27? Whatever you plans you have for your kids is what you're going to do for your kids, contributing or adding another skills to them. What is your answer? So one day dining etiquette workshop for children, May 27. And at the end of this program, what will your kids learn? They're going to learn place settings and cutlery themselves. They're going to learn how to use napkin, and also I'm giving a 3 napkin foldings, how to fold napkins. Then conversation skills. They're going to learn how to set up and seating plans. They are going to learn how to host. They are going to learn the hosting skills and etiquette, dealing with mistakes and accidents, invitation, RS, VCPs, and how to write thank you notes. Then actually that day they are going to take a final exam. Is that not interesting? It's interesting. So if you're based in Abuja, this one-day dining etiquette workshop for kids goes on May 27. Age is between 6 to 13 years. So you can reserve your kids' seats now. Reserve it now. This is a link to click on. Reserve it, then send me a private chat that I've reserved my seat. The slot is limited. It's limited. We have just 5 slots left, and I'm using this medium to invite you there. Then you can be wondering, well, my kids won't be around. No problem. There is a basic etiquette for children, ebook and hard copy. Yes, this book is written by me. I'm the author, and it contains 50 basic manners for children, the do's and don'ts of dining etiquette, the use of napkin, good manners at home and at schools, then how to be gracious hosts and hosties. Then this is the link to get this book, and it is also available on Amazon now. So you can actually book a call with me to know if this dining etiquette is fit for your children. So this call is for people who are ready to have their kids to work with me as a coach, and people who want to change their children's floor manners to fabulous but don't have a step-by-step plan to make it work. Then people who desire to see their kids being poised and polished, people who are struggling to give their kids the right tool for success, and also people who need to build their kids' confidence and self-assurance while dining with families and friends. Yes, so there are just 3 main things we are going to discuss in this call. When you book this call for me, you are going to tell me where your kids are right now when it comes to dining etiquette, where you want them to be, and what's preventing you to achieve it. So once I know all these, we would see if it will be right, if your kids are right for the SCEDP program. Then if they aren't, the worst thing that would happen is you will leave with at least some clarity on what to do next to hit your goals. So what are you waiting for? Take a screenshot of this and book a call with me right now. Book your call with me right now, and I'll get back to you, I promise, as soon as possible. So please, if you have question and answer, please just leave a comment below, and I want to say thank you for your time.